viewers, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and I am Shravan Reis, your host. We will be reviewing the Tata Nexon EV MAX range. Tata Nexon has been in the market for quite a long time, and it has been so successful that it was able to beat the Creta sales figures last month. Nexon has been offered with an IC engine as well as an electric powertrain already. But what's so different with the Nexon EV MAX range? Well, it gets a larger battery, more range to tackle the range anxiety, added features, and a lot more. So I will not bore you with the interior and exterior changes in the Nexon, as the Nexon IC engine and the Nexon EV range is quite identical, with the Nexon EV getting distinct blue inserts on the inside and the outside. Rather, we will focus on the main aspect, that is the higher range. So we will be going for a mileage run today, and I will drive the Nexon EV MAX range for 150 to 200 kilometers to test if the range anxiety has been tackled now. So let's go, and I will take you through the added features that are available on the Nexon EV MAX range and the power figures as well as the range that is now offered on the MAX range and how it compares to the normal Nexon EV that is also on offer. So let's go. So now we are starting the 150 to 200 kilometers of mileage run in the Nexon EV MAX range, and as you can see here, the battery is 99% charged with 323 kilometers of range on the eco mode, and this is based on the last person who has driven this vehicle. So we will drive in a more efficient way. We will use the regenerative braking. This is on level 2 right now. We'll use as much as possible to go on also the level 3 regenerative and see how far we can go. So let's just start the journey. We have around 1 hour 15 minutes for the 60 kilometer drive, and then we'll go further as much as possible, and that would be a to and fro distance. So it would be around 150 to 200 kilometers, and let's just test out the Nexon EV for the performance and how far we can go in this particular electric crossover. So we are now heading towards around Murthal and beyond. We'll try and go till Haveli, and we'll see how well this Nexon EV MAX performs. So we are basically driving at the optimal speeds that one would regularly use, which is around 60 kilometers in the city and going above 90 kilometers or so on the highway. We are not using that 40 to 50 kilometers or 40 kilometers speed so that we can get a lot of range. No, we are not doing that. We are driving in an optimal way, which people do on a regular basis, so that we can actually understand what the max range will be on a full charge. Being an electric car with 140 PS of power and 250 Newton meters of torque, it is effortless to drive with a single foot right now. There is a little bit of engine braking kind of a thing that has been provided with the regenerative braking. But also to note that I am driving on the eco mode, not on the sports mode right now, and we have already completed around 20 kilometers from the start, and we still have 290 kilometers with 93% charge. There is a lot of power available on tap, even on the eco mode. The sports mode, yes, there is a lot of wheel spin with the sports mode. This was present on the Tigor EV also, the normal Nexon EV range as well. So there's a lot of power which needs to be controlled. You can actually screech the vehicle. It's like it's a lot sporty to drive, and with 140 PS of power and 250 Newton meters of torque. It also gets a 0 to 100 in just 9 seconds. There's actually no noise at all. Yes, there's a slight whining noise of the battery that can be heard. We are at regenerative level 2 right now, and we'll have that changed to level 3, which actually makes it, you know, a single pedal drive, because there's a lot of braking happening once you lift off from the accelerator pedal. There's one thing that it has 3 levels of regenerative braking, but there would be no regenerative braking till the battery is down to 95%. Only below 95% there will be regenerative braking. As we are on the level 3 regenerative braking system, you know, as soon as I lift off my foot from the accelerator pedal, you know, you feel that the engine, sorry, not the engine, pardon me for that, that you feel that the car is braking itself. You know, there's a lot of braking happening. So you are technically driving with a single pedal. You don't need to use your brakes that quite often, and the car starts to brake itself, and it makes you feel that yes, it is slowing down as soon as you lift off the pedal. Now, if I just I go to the regenerative braking system on point 0 right now, there will be no braking at all when I lift off my foot from the accelerator pedal. I'll have to use the brakes to slow it down. Level 2, there will be a little bit of braking, and the amount of gain in terms of range would also be less. The regenerative system will not be of it would not be very significant. And on level 3, there will be the you are driving with a single pedal, like you just raise your foot from the accelerator pedal and the car starts to brake. So it would slow down a lot, and it would actually charge the batteries also. So the maximum amount of charge, the regeneration happening, would be the highest on level 3. I'll show you again. I'll accelerate till around 80 and then leave the I leave the accelerator pedal and I'm not pressing the brakes at all. It comes down to 50, 40, and the regeneration level on the left side can be seen, working. This is how the regeneration at level 3 works. The suspension is quite smooth, and it's not on a very stiffer side, but yes, it is a little stiff, but still you won't feel a lot of bumps. It is very smooth. There are no rattling noises inside the cabin, like the plastics rattling or anything like of that sort. The seats are quite comfortable. There is a lot of support. The thigh support is ample. There is a lot of the lumbar support is comfortable. It also gets ventilated seats. I'll take you through a couple of features as well, because they have been added in the EV Max range. It would not be available in the normal Nexon EV, because both of them will be on offer. As the present Nexon EV that is available with around 320 kilometers of range, has some features which are not present on the normal Nexon EV. There is a new beige shade for the interiors, a new blue teal color on the outside. There's air purifier that has been included. Ventilated seats are also on offer. Then there is a larger battery pack, which is 30% larger than before. The Nexon EV, the normal Nexon EV, which is still on offer, has a certified a range of 320 kilometers on a full charge, whereas the Nexon EV Max range has a 423 kilometers certified range on a full charge. Then in terms of safety as well, there are many things that have changed. There is electronic stability control, all four disc brakes, hill assist control, downhill brake control. Then there is three modes of regenerative braking. There are three drive modes that have been added, and mind you, these features are present only on the EV Max range and not on the normal EV range. So we have reached Amrik Sukhdev, and which is around 63.2 kilometers from the start at RK Puram Height Regency. So here you can see that we have covered around 63.2 kilometers. We have around 263 kilometer range left, and 78% charge, the battery charge. Regenerative level that we have used is level 3 and at eco mode. So now we'll have some parathas, the famous parathas at Amrik Sukhdev, and then we'll head over for another 40 kilometers, so that we cover around 100 kilometers and have a look at the range that would be left out. And then we go back 100 kilometers back to the base at RK Puram, and we'll have a look at the total range left with us at the end of the day. So let's go. It's just crazy to look at the amount of crowd that we have today at Amrik Sukhdev. It feels like COVID never happened. So now we are leaving from Sukhdev Hotel for another 40 kilometers further, and so to complete 100 kilometers and then head back these 100 kilometers towards Delhi again. So when we started, it was 323 kilometers, the range was 323 kilometers. After around 62 kilometers, we still have 260 kilometer range left. So let's see how if we would be able to comfortably do these 200 kilometers, or the range anxiety will again kick in while we head back to Delhi. So let's go. We have reached Panipat. So from Delhi to Panipat is 100 kilometers, and we have touched 100 kilometers right now. As you can see here, we have touched 100 kilometers of our drive since morning, and we have 157 kilometers left. So now we'll take a U-turn and head back towards Delhi, another 100 kilometers. It is post the 50 kilometer mark that we'll have that range anxiety. So if this was the the normal Nexon EV, I guess we would have already started having that range anxiety right now, because we have not seen any charging stations as yet on this particular highway. Nexon feels quite planted on the highway, considering that even in the city also it inspires confidence in yourself, while driving at a higher speed, or while taking any sharp turns. There is not a lot of body roll. Also, one thing to note, as the battery pack is now significantly bigger by around 30%, the instead of using up the space inside the vehicle, inside the boot, or in the leg space, Tata has not reduced the boot space or the leg space of any sort, and but the main aspect that has changed is the ground clearance now, It used to be 205 mm in the normal Nexon or the Nexon EV, but with the higher battery pack, the Nexon EV Max range comes down to 195 millimeters now. So obviously 195 is quite it's sufficient for any bad roads or any kind of road that throw it in front of the Nexon, and it will tackle easily. It's very comfortable, it's confidence inspiring, high speed stability is also very good, braking is very efficient with all 4 disc brakes on the EV Max range. So yes, there's a little bit of compromise on the ground clearance. So we have reached another milestone. We have crossed 150 kilometers from zero when we started today morning, and we are headed back from Panipat to Delhi. So we have been cruising at 80 to 90 kilometers per hour on the highway, and as you can see, we have done 155.4 kilometers till now, with 104 kilometers of range left, as you can see it here. So which is around 40% of the battery is still left with us. So if you add up 155 and 104, so it's around 260 kilometers. The range is around 260 kilometers from if we have a full battery backup. So we are not we are not using a lot of regenerative braking because we are on the highway, and the amount of brakes that we use is also on the lower side. So the regenerative braking is not recharging the batteries to an extent which we should expect. But yes, this would increase as we enter Delhi. The traffic would increase, the brakes would be used more often, and I expect that there would be a little bit of regeneration of the energy, and the brakes might be more in use. So we are headed back now to Delhi, so we will see how much range is left once we enter Delhi and reach RK Puram again. So we have completed 210 kilometers till now, and we have only 17% of the charge, which means we can go for another 36 kilometers. So another 36 kilometers of range is left, and we still have around 7 to 8 kilometers to reach our destination. Now this is the time when this range anxiety will start kicking in, and right now I would say that it is a little bit of a problem because I have not found any charging stations so that I could charge. So if you are on a long run and you're out of the city, or you are traveling to a place like Shimla or any place, and you don't have any charging stations in between, you will face the range anxiety for sure. So I will just show you the odometer. 1 second. We are almost reaching our destination. So you can have a look at the odometer. We have we have done 211 kilometers with 17% left, and only 35 kilometers before we need a charge. So finally we end our mileage run now, and we have completed 215 kilometers. We still have around 30 odd kilometers left with 12% battery. So if I say that 433 is not very achievable with the normal driving that we do on a daily basis. So there are a lot of good things to say about the Nexon EV Max. There are a lot of features. There are The power bump is very significant. The braking regeneration is a nice addition. But there are stuff that I would like to say about the Nexon EV Max is that there is this downside. The Nexon EV Max now comes with the at a price point of 17.5 lakhs going up to 20 lakhs. So justifying that price point would be very difficult, considering that this is a sub 4 meter electric vehicle. This could be very much suitable for people who know that this is a secondary car. They have a petrol or diesel car at home, and that this becomes a secondary car because they know that they have an A to B kind of a drive from office to home, a fixed drive. So this could be possibly okay for a secondary car. The other part is, I just noticed one drawback while driving was that it touched 100 but the steering started to wobble. So I guess it could be just that it's only in our car that this is happening. So it could be an alignment issue or something with the tire. Maybe the tire has a bulge or something. So that was one aspect that goes against the driving dynamics. Other than that, I would say that the handling is top notch. There is actually no negatives. The cornering, high speed stability, braking, everything is very much appreciable. The mileage run, I am telling you, you'll get around 260 to 270 on a full charge, not more than that. So leaving you with all the testing that we have done. But yes, this is a feature loaded car. It drives well. The damping, noise insulation, the interior quality, plastic quality, everything is good. But the range still remains a factor wherein the range anxiety kicks in, and a significant charging network is not present in the country, which would take a lot of time. I know that there is a supernormal profit right now with not many competitors in this price range. All of the cars are above 20 lakhs, but this is something with a 400 kilometer range below the 20 lakh price point. So this price point will remain high for a sub 4 meter electric crossover for a longer period, I guess so. So waiting for other competitors to enter the market, and the competition will help the customers to get a more value for money product. Okay, and I will meet you again with a new review very soon.